Hurricane Idalia is making its way toward Florida's Gulf Coast, and a 20-year-old Ugandan man could face the death penalty after being charged with so-called aggravated homosexuality. Good morning, I'm Windsor Johnston with NPR News, and here are today's top stories. The Biden administration has released a list of medications that will be subject to the first ever price negotiations by Medicare. The list includes 10 prescriptions, including blood thinners, Eliquis and Xarelto, and the diabetes drug Jardiance. The provision that allows Medicare to negotiate the price of prescription drugs for people over the age of 65 was part of President Biden's signature Inflation Reduction Act that he signed into law last year. Hurricane Idalia is gaining strength as it heads toward the Gulf Coast of Florida. NPR's Greg Allen reports the storm is expected to make landfall tomorrow as a Category 3 hurricane with wind speeds of 120 miles per hour.
The National Hurricane Center says Idalia is moving north through the Gulf of Mexico on a track that's likely to bring it ashore Wednesday in Florida's Big Bend area. That's a relatively undeveloped part of the state. But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says people should be prepared for impacts along most of the Gulf Coast, from Tampa Bay to Panama City.
This thing comes in at Category 3. It's going to knock over trees. It's going to knock over power lines. It's going to cause an interruption in service, so just be prepared for that.
Idalia is also forecast to bring a storm surge as high as 12 feet in some areas, and flooding from heavy rains as it moves through Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Greg Allen, NPR News, St. Petersburg.
Former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows testified in Atlanta yesterday as part of an effort to move racketeering charges against him to federal court. Georgia Public Broadcasting's Stephen Fowler has more.
Meadows is one of 19 people, including the former president, under indictment for allegedly violating Georgia laws by taking various steps to overturn the 2020 election there. In a court hearing seeking to move his charges to federal jurisdiction and ultimately seek to dismiss them, Meadows defended actions like organizing a call between Trump and Georgia's Secretary of State. He argued that, as chief of staff, those things were part of his job responsibilities advising the president. But prosecutors allege Meadows engaged in political activity outside of his role and violated state law in the process. The move comes as arraignments for all 19 defendants is set for next Wednesday. For NPR News, I'm Stephen Fowler in Atlanta.
A 20-year-old man in Uganda has been charged for so-called aggravated homosexuality. NPR's Emmanuel Ekenwatu reports it's an offense that carries the death penalty.
We managed to get in touch with his lawyer, Justine Balia, and she said he's the first person to be charged for aggravated homosexuality. She told us he's being charged for having, quote, sexual contact with someone with a disability of the same sex. We don't know what the disability is or really much else about the case.
NPR's Emmanuel Ekenwatu reporting. This is NPR.